Hello, my name is Maya Cusimano, and I am presenting the influence of beetroot juice supplementation on intermittent exercise performance. Introduction. The purpose of this experiment was to see the effects of nitrate supplementation on performance. Hypothesis. Nitrate supplementation would improve performance during all high-intensity intermittent protocols administered, and performance would be enhanced to the greatest extent when maximal intensity intermittent exercise was accompanied by the shortest recovery duration. Methods. The study was conducted on 10 male team sport players. These men volunteered to participate. They were all 21 to 22 years old and had similar height and body mass. All tests performed on electrically braked cycle ergometer. The bike adjustments were recorded for each subject. The experiment took place over 4 weeks. The subjects reported 8 times to perform a ramp incremental test for testing of ramp test peak power and peak VO2. There is a 24 by 6 second protocol and a 7 by 30 second protocol and a 6 by 60 second self-paced protocol. The ramp incremental test protocol consisted of 3 minutes of unloaded baseline subjects, were instructed to maintain a cadence of 80 RPM, and when cadence fell below 70 RPM, despite strong verbal encouragement, the test was terminated and peak power was recorded. This is pre-supplementation. Methods continue. 24 by 6 second protocol is 24 6-second all-out cycle sprints departing every 30 seconds. Mean power outlet, MPO, is used as criteria for all tests. During this test, subjects stood and recovered seated. They had 30 seconds of recovery. 7 by 30 second protocol is 7 30-second all-out cycle sprints with 4 minutes of recovery. Subjects sat during the 30-second sprint and recovery. 6 by 60 second self-paced protocol is 6 60-second self-paced cycles with 60 seconds of recovery. Subjects wanted to reach the highest MPO across all efforts. Subjects remained seated during all efforts. After pre-supplementation data had been taken, the subjects were assigned using a random and balanced crossover design study to get concentrated nitrate-rich beetroot juice or nitrate-depleted beetroot juice. Methods continue. On days 1 and 2, which are non-experimental days, the subject consumed 70 milliliters supplementation in the morning around 10 a.m. and 70 milliliters supplementation in the evening around 7 p.m. On experimental days, which were 3, 4, and 5, subjects consumed 2 times 70 milliliters of supplementation 2.5 hours before testing, and another 70 milliliters of supplementation 3 hours after testing was completed. Researchers chose 2.5 hours before based off of previous research. The research suggested that peak performance increase in plasma occurred after 2 to 3 hours. MPO and PPO were recorded after each sprint to see performance differences. Results. Plasma nitrite values were taken on days 3, 4, and 5. Plasma nitrite was elevated during beetroot supplementation at all points. The mean increase was 237%. BR equals nitrite rich, and PL equals nitrate depleted. In the 24 by 6 second protocol, there were no significant difference in PPO mean, which is peak power outlet, between BR and PL. BR did not increase MPO in any individual sprints. When pooled into 4 groups of 6, MPO was greater in groups 1 through 6 with BR, but not in 7 through 12. In the 7 by 30 second protocol, there was no significant differences between BR and PL in PPO mean or an MPO mean. There were no differences in individual sprints either. In the 6 by 60 second protocol, the MPO mean was not significantly different between PL and BR, and there were no differences in individual sprints. Results continued. These are figures from the article, figures 2, 3, and 4. Figure 2 is 24 by 6 seconds, and figure 3 is 7 by 30 seconds. Figure 4 is 6 by 60 seconds on the self-paced. Days 3, 4, and 5 testing is done consecutively. Day 3 is figure 2, day 4 is figure 3, and day 5 is figure 4. Discussion. Beetroot supplementation may improve performance during high-intensity intermittent exercise when short-duration maximal intensity intervals are repeated with a short recovery duration, but not when the interval and recovery durations are longer. Beetroot supplementation increased total work during the first half of the 24 by 6 second group, but performance was not greatly impacted by supplementation in 7 by 30 seconds or the 6 by 60 second protocols. There could be more variables since each protocol was tested consecutively, like mentioned on the previous slide. There could be extra fatigue on the last 2 days. Conclusion. The present study provides important new insights into the efficacy of beetroot supplementation to improve performance in different types of intermittent exercise, and specifically indicates that beetroot supplementation enhanced performance during the 24 by 6 second protocols. Beetroot supplementation did not significantly improve performance during 7 by 30 seconds all-out sprints with 4 minutes of recovery or 6 by 60 seconds self-paced maximal efforts with 60 seconds of recovery. It seems that the less recovery, the more the supplementation helped.